All right, Shalom. I want to start by saying, HALAL, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, KAKADASH. Double honors to the apostles of Israel, aka the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, real quick. So, today I came across this story, and actually, I was on Instagram, and it was actually the first person I came across it was from End Time Headline. He be having some pretty good stuff, news-wise, prophecy, obviously, the title, End Time Headline. And, basically he had this story, and actually I used a thumbnail from the Instagram post. And it says, basically, now I went to New York Post, because, they all, post the same shit. So I usually go to New York Post, and it says AI can spark bloodbath for white-collar jobs and send unemployment to 20%. Anthropic CEO. Now, Anthropic is a AI company, and basically the CEO of this company said that it's gonna spark a bloodbath for white-collar jobs. Now, I believe in the article it said for entry-level jobs, but you already know how that's gonna go, because look, Elon Musk said it, a few other billionaires said it. They said basically, eventually the workforce is gonna be cut. Now, I believe Elon Musk said, no, always gotta go. He said 80% of the workforce cut, and you had, you had a lot of billionaires out of Silicon Valley talk about how the AI is gonna take over. You had Obama speak on it. So this is not just something that it's just bullshit. And this is the plan. This is the cause that's gonna spark in the beast system. All this AI shit, all this automated shit, all of this stuff, it's all regarding the beast system and how he's gonna usher in this MOTB. It's all part of the same show. And that's also part of prophecy when we talk about the grinding season, the jobs being lost, unemployment. If AI is taking over, damn near 80% of the jobs, what's that going to mean for the people? They're going to bring up what? The universal basic income, and they're going to spring that along, have the universal basic income, and then what? They're going to have the MOTB, and that's going to be the ultimate way how you're going to get paid, because it's prophecy, and it's going to be the way he's going to do it with his AI and with his technology. All right, so I'm getting to the article, and Lord want this to be edifying. So it's from the New York Post. It's from May 28th, which was yesterday. What the fuck? What? Comma's being updated. Fuck you talk. Yo, what the fuck? Oh, oh, that's Satan for real, yo. So how the fuck am... Alright, I'm gonna have to go to Google. I didn't say nothing about for the Corona update. Okay, so I just... Oh. Alright, bear with me. Hold up. That's some bullshit just happened. Bloodbath for white collar bear with me. That's some bullshit. Okay, here we go. Fucking Chrome. Okay, so going back to the article, so it says, now it says AI could spark bloodbath for white-collar jobs and send unemployment to 20%. Anthropic CEO said. Now, this is a CEO for AI company. So it says artificial intelligence could wipe out half of all entry-level white-collar jobs and cause U.S. unemployment to spike as high as 20%, according to the chief executive of a top AI company. Now, executive of a top AI company would say that, right? Because I mean, that's more profit for him and for his company to thrive. So it says Anthropic CEO Dario Omadai, whose firm built the Claude AI chatbot, warned that executives and politicians should stop sugarcoating the mass layoffs that could occur in fields like tech, finance, and law, and be honest with workers about the extent of the threat. So hold on, it says tech, finance, and law. Now I don't know how far of the law is talking, but what could that mean? Cops? Because remember, they got robot cops, robot dog cops. They got all this. They got all this stuff in the works. All right. It says most of them are unaware that this is about to happen. Omadai told Axios in a Wednesday interview, which was yesterday. It sounds crazy, and people just don't believe it. Now, this is the guy right here. It says the Anthropic boss expects the job market bloodbath to play out over the next 1 to 5 years. At the same time, he expects AI to provide massive benefits to the economy and fuel unprecedented advancements in medicine. So now we're talking about medicine. So he said medicine, law, finance, tech. It says cancer is cured, the economy grows at 10% a year. The budget is balanced, and 20% of people don't have jobs, said Omadai, describing one potential scenario. At present, the national unemployment rate stands at 4.2%, but he said in the next 1 to 5 years, it could spike to 20%. It says Omadai's latest warning came even as Anthropic competes in a breakneck race with other tech giants like Google, Meta, and OpenAI to develop artificial general intelligence, or AGI, which describes an AI model with human-level cognitive capabilities or greater. So they're basically saying they got some AI with some greater abilities than humans, like intelligence. It says Omadai, who started Anthropic after previously working at OpenAI under its CEO Sam Altman, and I believe Sam Altman was the guy that said AI is about to be bad for the bad for us. It says it's one of several executives who have warned about impending upheaval in the job market. It says earlier this year, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg discussed how AI was taking on a bigger role in the Meta's workforce. Now, this is talking about the workforce. Now, all these jobs are going to be, that means all these jobs, it said the tech, hold up, let's see what it said. It says this up in the article, it says artificial intelligence could wipe out half of all entry-level, hold up. It says, hold up, artificial intelligence could wipe out half of all entry-level white-collar jobs and cause U.S. unemployment to spike as high as 20%, according to the chief executive of a top AI company, which is this guy of Anthropic. Now, white-collar jobs, entry-level white-collar jobs, those are good jobs. Those are entry-level to real good careers. Tech careers, what does it say? It says it could occur in fields like tech, finance, and law. Tech, finance, and law. And then down the line it said medicine, right? Now let's see something. Now let's see what the scriptures say about this. Because it's talking about jobs or loss of jobs, right? Come on, Blue. Come on, Blue Letter. Stop tweaking. Now, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12. I'm going to start at the top and I'm going to jump down. It says, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the year draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. That's basically talking about when you get old. All right? Now, I'm 38 years old, and I'm going to be 39 in a couple months, in August, right? So, I'm part of the generation that's like, you know, we were the last breed, like 80s, baby, we were the last breed of the world that was without technology, but then we came in, like when we was growing up, technology was like breaking through. Now technology, computers, these these tablets, these laptops, these AI, these videos, everything is advanced so much, right? And now they talk about the AI and artificial intelligence, all this automated shit is advancing so much that now people are going to be losing their jobs because of it. Remember, they said this is the AI takeover. And he said it's going to happen quick. Even I posted a video of Obama speaking on it. He said it's going to come and it's going to come quick. Now you go to NLT of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 1. It says, don't let the excitement of youth cause you to forget your Creator. Honor Him in your youth before you grow old and say life is not pleasant anymore. So don't wait till you're old and then you can't have fun anymore because maybe your body, you can't do the things that you used to, and now you want to talk about, oh, you want to find God. That's what a lot of females do. They have their whole phase, they do all this shit, then they get older, then it's like, oh, they want to find the Lord. After what? After life isn't pleasant anymore. But the Lord says, seek thy Creator in the days of thy youth. I was revealed, the Lord, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, woke me up in my youth. I was like 20, 21 years, no, I believe I was 20, I believe between 20 and 22. Like, I was like, yeah, it's like 08, so I was like 22 years old. So now 14, 15 years later, 38 years old. Now look at the current state of the world, and look at the current state of America, which is Babylon the Great. Now Babylon the Great, America is going down. And when I came to the truth, it was already going down, but now it's going down even more because now you got this whole thing with the World War III. You got nuclear talks of nuclear war, talks of the economy collapsing. Now you got this AI shit taking over. Talk about it's going to take away what this dude said, half of all entry level white collar jobs. But so yeah, remember the Creator in the days of you. So jump down to verse 3. It says in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. Because what? The keepers of the house, these financial people, they've been talking all the time about a financial economic collapse. I forget to do. I know Jamie Dimon. He was talking about it. You have Warren Buffett mention something of it. You have all these people talk about the pending doom of a financial collapse. And then ironically, all of a sudden now all this AI shit talk about, oh, this about to start taking more jobs. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen is they're ushering in the beast system, but they have to get rid of this current system in the way it is now. And the prophets of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI have been telling the world for years, over 50, 60 years, since what, the late 1960s. And now all this is coming to fruition, and you already have people that have the MOTB. But I'm going to go in the NLT of Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. It says, remember him before your legs, the guards of your house start to tremble, and before your shoulders, the strong men stoop. Remember him before your teeth, your remaining few servants stop grinding, and before your eyes, the women looking through the window see dimly. Your remaining servants. And that's what's happening now. Sir, it's getting more and more less servants. And you have now, and it's talking about all entry-level white-collar jobs. So it said tech, it said finance, and law. And then in the article it said medicine as well. And I remember they were talking about how the AI they said the AI could diagnose people's sicknesses and all that type shit. Remember, Elon Musk said, 80% of the workforce to be cut. So that's the cause right there for them to usher in this whole beast system. And then ultimately the mark of the beast, the RFID micro chip. Universal basic income. Oh, nobody's working, but you still get paid. So that means you're still gonna need they're never gonna take away. He's not gonna take away buying and selling. They're just changing the system, and it's gonna be this beast system, and it's ultimately going to be to their downfall, to their demise. So this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 4, and I'm going to read this in the NLT. It says, remember him, which is talking about YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Remember him before the door to life's opportunities is closed and the sound of work fades. Now you rise at the first chirping of the birds, but then all their sounds will grow faint. But it says, remember him before the door to life's opportunities is closed and the sound of work fades. And that's what's happening right now. Hence, oh, come on, man. Stop acting stupid. Hence, AI could spark bloodbath. What is that? Could spark bloodbath for white collar jobs, and what's that? It said spike and send unemployment to 20%. And they said unemployment at the present moment, unemployment is at 4 point something percent. I believe it said 4.2. 4 point, yeah. It says at present the national unemployment rate stands at 4.2%. Now this is going back to this AI company guy. It says Amodai's latest warning came even as Anthropic competes in a breakneck race with other. Oh, so actually I read that part already. Oh yeah, so it says earlier this year, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg discussed how AI was taking on a bigger role in Meta's workforce. You see that? That's the dude that created Facebook and now this Meta shit. It says probably in 2025, we at Meta, as well as the other companies that are basically working on this, are going to have an AI that can effectively be a sort of mid-level engineer that you have at your company that can write code, Zuckerberg said during an appearance on a Joe Rogan Experience podcast. It says elsewhere, Google CEO Sundar Pichai warned in April 2023 that he expected knowledge workers such as writers, accountants, architects, and software engineers to be hit hard by the rise of AI. It says writers, accountants, architects, and software engineers to be hit hard by the rise of AI. That's hit hard. Why? Their jobs. Because now this AI is going to be able to do their jobs for them. So they're not going to, so these company owners, these corporations, they ain't going to have to pay humans no more for their services. And then they're going to usher in what? A universal basic income. So that's why now you have what? The sound of work, the door to life's opportunities is closing and the sound of work is fading, as the scripture said. That was in Ecclesiastes. That's in the Bible. And that's about the times we're living in right now. I'm going to read that again. It says, probably in 2025, we at Meta, as well as other companies that are basically working on this, are going to have an AI that can effectively be a sort of mid-level engineer that you have at your company that can write code, Zuckerberg said during an appearance on a Joe Rogan Experience podcast. Elsewhere, Google CEO Sundar Pichai warned in April 2023 that he expected knowledge workers such as writers, accountants, architects, and software engineers to be hit hard by the rise of AI. The AI takeover. This article is from yesterday, May 28th, New York Post. Boom. And they said they're working on it. This is about to be it. So these are all these white collar entry level jobs. So the entry level jobs of being an engineer, entry level jobs of being an architect. All these entry level jobs to these white collar jobs, they about to do away with them, and people are going to lose their jobs. And that's why I said the grinding shall cease. Ain't gonna be no more work, but you still have to buy. You still have to buy and sell, and that's when the good old MOTB, the RFID microCM comes. Because how much longer are they gonna do it like this? So they're gonna bring out all this. Hold up. So I'm gonna Google universal basic income. Hold up. Let's see something real quick. Elon Musk. Now you have articles. So I just typed in universal. Well, actually, I put Elon Musk universal basic income because he was one of the guys that were talking about it a few times. Now this is I brought this article before. Now this is Elon Musk talking about universal basic income. Now this is from February 26, 2025. So it says, I don't think we're going to have a choice. Elon Musk predicts universal income will eventually be high, but fears people will feel useless, right? Hold up. So it says back in 2017, which is what, it's 8 years ago, back in 2017 at the World Government Summit, Musk famously said about universal basic income, I don't think we're going to have a choice. It wasn't a political stance or even his personal preference. It was Musk realistically predicting the future. With artificial intelligence becoming increasingly advanced, he sees a world where jobs traditionally done by humans rapidly vanish. Now, this is from 2017. We are now in 2025. This is from 2017. Elon Musk, who was in, I think he just denounced himself out of the presidential administration. But if he said this in 2017, right? Back in 2017, at the World Government Summit, Musk famously said about universal basic income, I don't think we're going to have a choice. It wasn't a political stance or even his personal preference. It was Musk realistically predicting the future. But he already knew because he's an insider. You think he was just finding out about it in 2017? It says with artificial intelligence becoming increasingly advanced, he sees a world where jobs traditionally done by humans rapidly vanish. And that's what you see right now. Jobs now are rapidly vanishing. It says, but fast forward a few years, remember this article was in February 2025. It says, but fast forward a few years, Musk's vision has evolved. Now let me go back to that scripture real quick. Now, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 4, and I'm going to read that in the NLT. It says, remember him before the door to life's opportunities is closed, and the sound of work fades. Remember, he said what? These jobs shall rapidly vanish. Now go back to the article. It says, but fast forward a few years, Musk's vision has evolved during an appearance at the 2024 Viva Tech conference in Paris. He didn't just double down on universal income, he took it further. Musk now anticipates a scenario where society doesn't settle for basic income, but instead adopts something for more ambitious, a high universal income. In a benign scenario, probably none of us will have a job. None of us will have a job. Musk emphasizing optimism despite the disruption. But in that benign scenario, there will be universal high income, yet not universal base income, and there will be no shortage of goods or services. So what? Goods or services will mean what? You'll still have to buy and sell. You'll still have goods and you still have services. But no one will have a job, which means what? AI is going to be handling all of that. They're going to have robots, automated shit. That futuristic digital world that they had in those futuristic movies like Judge Dredd, RoboCop, all those movies, Terminator. Where it's now playing out in real life. Art imitates life. And he said it's inevitable. He said this is inevitable. The AI takeover is inevitable. Because why? That's what they want. This is how they're going to usher in the mark of the beast. And now we talk about white collar jobs, tech jobs, finance jobs, law jobs, medicine, coding, engineering. Come on, where we at right now? It said that the sound of work shall fade. That means that it's going to be no more work. Transportation jobs. They already got driverless trucks, tractor trailer trucks making deliveries over there in Texas. I believe they said. And remember, this is just the beginning. And remember, they got to do it rapidly. They're doing this quick. So that means that all this time during all that C-19, all that lockdown, during all that stuff, they was getting this shit ready. Cause now that's how they ushering it in so quickly. Because they had it already from jump. If he was talking about that in 2017, universal basic income, he didn't talk about the AI being the reason, but now the AI is that reason. The AI is going to cause people to lose more and more jobs. And why? It's prophecy. So, just gotta stay tuned. Just gotta, keep watching, to the Akim, to the Akawaf, to the brothers and sisters, the believers of YAHAWASHI, pray for each other. Understand that this is close. All right, so no matter what, you can't get that C-hip, If you do get it and you claim to be a believer, everything you've done is be voided, man. And that's the scary thing. That's why it's a dreadful thing to fall. That's why you got to fear Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI and pray for mercy, man, because we getting down to the wire. You know? So, you know, with that, you know, Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises to Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM Kakadash. Double honors to the Apostles of Israel, aka the Apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Shalom.